Pokémon Horizons episode 108 just dropped a story bombshell that changes absolutely everything. It was genius, hype as hell, and it leaves so much room for fan speculation. So let's talk about it in this review video. Like and subscribe if you want to help us reach 150k subscribers, and now let's dive into it. The episode began with Diana rocking up like an absolute legend in her sunglasses and her Reverum convertible. Everyone happily reunites and Diana tells them about how Hamba is on their side now too, shocking them all, and she meets Uruto for the first time too. And in this scene is so clear how much Uruto has grown to be a rising Volt tackler because of what happened in the last two episodes. He's friendly to Diana and they get on surprisingly well actually. It's super charming, man. And meanwhile all of their Pokemon are training outside, and I wish we saw more little brief cutaway shots like this in Horizons in the past. It would really help to flesh out their Pokemon and their battling skills way more if we saw them practicing and training all the time, even if it's not the main focus of the episode. Anyway, our heroes tell Diana about Laqua and the Strong Spheres, and then Diana says that she thinks the way to truly erase Laquium forever is through Pogogo, specifically its stellar form as shown in the Scarlet book. And I mean, well yeah, we've kind of known this for ages. Catch up, Grandma. I'm just kidding. Thankfully, Diana then elaborates and actually does tell us something we don't know. She says that in Laqua a year ago, maybe the reason Terapagos couldn't erase Laquium fully back then, maybe it was because the 6 heroes weren't enough to give Pogogo the power it needed. You see, Diana noticed that Stellar Terapagos has 18 gems floating around it, so her theory is that that represents each of the 18 Pokemon types. So she thinks that if they gather Pokemon of every single type around Terapagos to power it up in its stellar form, then that could give Terapagos the potential it needs to erase Laquium forever. And this changes absolutely everything, dude. It's genuinely genius. I never even thought about it before, but it makes so much sense. That's the whole thing with Stellar Terapagos, it's every type all at once. So fueling it with more power of every type in each of its 18 gems, of course that would give it the immeasurable energy it needs to erase Laquium forever. I love this concept so much, and it kinda feels like it means that Liko, Roydot, and Uruto will be making their own team of heroes, just like Lucius did. So then Lucius's 6 heroes, plus the 12 heroes of Liko, Roydot, and Uruto, they'll all group together to make the 18 heroes to save the world. One hero of every type. Liko, Roydot, and Uruto are really going to be putting together their own Avengers team, dude. And that changes the trajectory of the entire storyline from here on. Now they have a whole new goal, a whole new focus. They've got to get one Pokemon of every type as powerful as the 6 heroes on their team. It also really changes the trajectory of fan speculation too, because now we have a fun guessing game of trying to figure out which Pokemon they'll choose for each of the 18 types. For example, for Fire type they could choose Gouging Fire, or Crocodile, or Charcadet, or Ceruledge. For Dragon type they could choose Rayquaza, or Gouging Fire, or Dragonite. There's honestly several different options they could choose for most of the different types, so I'm intrigued to see what happens with that. Will some types have more than one hero Pokemon to represent it, or will some of the main Pokemon just not be part of this? For example, if the Water type slot is taken up by Lapras and the Fighting type spot is taken up by Lucario, then what spot will Dot's future Quaquaval take? It's gonna be interesting, man. But regardless, in general, if Diana's theory is true, then that means the answer to solving the entire storyline of Horizons, the way for them to save the world, is genuinely through the power of their friendships with the Pokemon they've bonded with along the journey. The Pokemon of each type that they've befriended and bonded with and captured, they're the key to powering up Terapagos and saving the world. And that's the most beautifully fitting and perfect solution to a Pokemon show. It really do be the friends they made along the way. Yeah, I don't know, man, this revelation was so incredible. It genuinely does change everything for Pokemon Horizons. So, by combining the knowledge of Diana and Uruto, our heroes figure out that the 6 heroes are being held captive by Spinel, and that they're being moved to somewhere else. So, the target of our heroes is to free the 6 heroes. Dude, this is going to lead to such an insane climax of the arc. I can't wait for the all-out war we're building up towards. But first, Diana wants a battle against Liko's Charcadet because she sees he has potential. And the battle is a 2v2, Liko's Meowscarada and Charcadet versus Diana's Arcanine and her new Rotom Wash. First of all, this proves that Diana really is the greatest genius ever, because catching a Rotom Wash means you never have to do your own laundry ever again, and you save on electricity bills too. That's killing 2 birds with 1 stone, man. I need one of those so bad. And secondly, I can't lie, I'm kind of disappointed that Liko is using Meowscarada again. I love Meowscarada as much as the next guy, but I'm just getting kind of bored of her being in every battle, you know? She's already had so much development, so much time to shine, so many key battles. Meanwhile, meanwhile Hattrem is rotting away in her Pokeball being paid dust. Couldn't this have been a Hattrem and Charcadet team up? Especially considering our heroes literally just found out that they're going to need a Pokemon of every type to stop the Laquium, and Hattrem is their only psychic type, so maybe training Hattrem would have been a good shout, Liko, rather than training Meowscarada for the 50,000th time. Regardless, the battle begins and both of Liko's attacks are blocked by Rotom's discharge, and then when Arcanine uses Flamethrower, Charcadet dives in the way like the little protector he is and absorbs it with Flash Fire. Rotom then uses Hydro Pump, but it seems to have like barely no control over it, or maybe it's just a silly goofy Pokemon, because it misses completely. But then when Arcanine and Rotom are about to hit Meowscarada incredibly hard, Charcadet dives in the way again to try and protect it. But Meowscarada knows that there's no way Charcadet can withstand a double attack like that, so she uses her Yo-Yo to pull Charcadet out of the way, and Meowscarada brunts the full force of the attacks instead, knocking her out. And through that, Diana teaches Charcadet a lesson. Although Charcadet always wants to be the one to protect its friends, it can't always do everything alone. Charcadet's friends can protect Charcadet, just like Charcadet can protect its friends. And this was a really great little learning and development moment for Charcadet. Charcadet then dodges an attack from Arcanine and then hits it with Clear Smog, and then the little guy grabs onto Rotom's tube and begins spinning it around in a style that's really reminiscent of So Long Gay Bowser. You love to see it, dude. It really made me laugh. And then Charcadet uses the throwing momentum to smash into Rotom really hard, knocking it out. And all of that just goes to show the amount of power Charcadet has. Like, I'm a grown man and I couldn't fling a washing machine around by a tube, but little toddler-sized Charcadet could? How impressive. Arcanine then uses Flamethrower with Charcadet absorbing it with Flash Fire once again, and this huge boost in power allows Charcadet to learn Fire Spin, which is so cool. It feels like Diana was purposely trying to draw that power out of the little guy and it worked. But unfortunately, Fire Spin is not really a fitting move to stop an Arcanine, because the big dog just launches through it effortlessly with extreme speed and knocks out Charcadet. Liko loses and Diana wins. Now, I saw quite a few people kind of annoyed about this battle because Liko already won against Diana back in episode 74, so how come she loses to Diana now? And I'm not gonna lie, this is a criticism that I don't understand whatsoever. Like, dude, it's been over a year since Liko beat Diana in a battle, and during that 1 year time period, Liko was mostly just sat at school learning. She wasn't out there training and battling for her life every day. And also, people always seem to forget that it's not only the main characters who grow in strength over time. Diana herself had a whole year since their last battle to get stronger too, and we know that she clearly did because she caught 2 brand new Pokemon, Revavroom and Rotom. Like, man, Diana literally caught more Pokemon during the time skip than all of our heroes combined. That's blatant proof that Diana has grown greatly in strength in the past year, during the time that Liko was at school studying. Just because Diana's an old lady doesn't mean she can't get any stronger, and just because one trainer beat another trainer in the past doesn't mean they can never lose to him ever again, so I think it was fine. Anyway, later on during a big meal, Diana mentions how she's excited to see Friede again whenever he returns, but then it's also revealed that Hamba can't really help much with saving the 6 heroes, because he's being spied on by Chouse. So Liko suggests going to Amethio's father for help. And oh man, I can already feel the Amethio's dad redemption arc coming real soon. I'm so hyped, I love all these elements from the past 2 years slowly coming into play again. Pokémon Horizons is honestly like a spider picking up all of its loose threads and weaving them together into a big beautiful web, and that's where the episode ends, with our heroes having the resolve to save the 6 heroes. Overall, this episode genuinely changed everything. It felt like a bridge, being mainly focused on getting our heroes on the same page and building the foundation for an explosive climax to come in the future. And the revelation about needing more than the 6 heroes to power Terapagos' 18 types to erase the Laquium, that genuinely changes the trajectory of the rest of the series. I can't wait to see the 12 heroes that Liko, Rodot and Uruto put together to combine with the 6 heroes to save the day. I know most of them will be the Pokemon they've already caught, but I wonder if there's any types uncovered by them yet. Maybe it could hint at future Pokemon they'll catch. I loved the strategies and Charcadet's development in the Liko vs Diana battle too, but I do still wish Meowscarada was replaced by Hattrem, especially because Hattrem is literally the protector healer Pokemon, so having Charcadet learn that it doesn't always need to protect everyone by itself through the protector healer Hattrem saving Charcadet, that would have felt even more fitting, and it would have made Hattrem actually relevant again, but I digress. Uruto was also a surprise star in this episode. It's crazy thinking about how awkward and combative he was a few episodes ago, whereas in this episode he truly felt like he found his place in the Horizon Volt Tacklers. He bonded with Diana, he was friendly to Roy, it made me really happy. So on that note, let me know your thoughts on the episode below, and feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. That would really help me out a lot on our road to 150,000 subscribers. Thank you so much to all of my amazing channel members for all of the support, like Hope, Not Minnie, Melissa, Juscadia, Blazing Shots, Shiny Charm, Toten, Jay, Fizz, Luke Strom. You guys are legends, okay? So on that note, thank you all so much for watching, and best wishes until we meet again!